Shout out to everybody on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? This is IAMThreeFive and we right back at it, you know what I mean? With part 2, Life Testimonials. You already know what it is. I said I was going to be consistent with this. So I was like, all right, 10 minutes. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing 10-minute segments. I said, all right, let me just get back to it today. We being consistent with this. We sticking to this, you know what I mean? Part 2 is entitled Why I Decided to Get Back into Music, or why did I decide to return to music. If you don't know, to give you a little background information, I'm 39 right now. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, and then I stopped around 22, 23 years old, around 2009, and I stopped doing it for about a 9 to 10 year period where I'm not making music, I'm not writing music, I'm not doing nothing music related for about 9 to 10 years, and then I came back into it. So today I just wanted to talk about some of the reasons why I decided to actually get back into it and do it again, and the major one that I gotta address first and foremost would probably be the death of both of my parents. Both of them passed in 2018, 2 months behind one another. My dad was in August and then my mom was in October. And when they passed, I sat there and I really thought about my life, man. I was about 33 years old when it happened, and I sat back and I realized how short life is. And I was saying, what is the one thing that you would like to achieve before you leave here? What is the one thing that you really want to do? Because you're seeing that, as you've seen with your own parents, 1 minute you're here, the next minute you're not. And the one thing that came to mind was music. I was like, you have unfinished business. There's so much that you didn't do, in those years while I was pursuing it. I was pursuing it for many years up until when I quit it. And I even bought my own equipment and everything. I bought my own microphone. I bought the M-Box. I made the investment and all of that. And I went back and I sold all that stuff because I really thought that I was done with this. I was like, I got tired of it. I was really tired of the business aspect of it. And now I was tired of it. It was really rough for me being a boom bap artist who makes East Coast type rap music in Atlanta, living in Atlanta, especially at that time. It wasn't Atlanta today in 2025. It was Atlanta in 2005, 2006, 7, 8, up in them years, it's very different. And the sound that I was coming with wasn't as tolerated, or accepted at that time period. So, I quit and then I came back into it, when I came back, again, thinking about the death of my parents and then really thinking about what I really want to do with the rest of my life and really taking that seriously, really considering those sorts of things. Another reason I would definitely say would be technology, the internet and advancements over those past 10 years, the 10 years in which I was missing and I was gone. It came so far, and I knew what it was doing back in 2007, 2008, 2009. I saw that things were going to the independent route even more. I saw what the internet was doing and the access that was really giving us as artists. And when I came back around that time period, 2019, when I started 1986, I really saw that and I was like, I want in on this. I want in on this because we've never had a time period where the independent creative has this much, this much, I guess, leverage and has this much in their hands, you know what I mean? And it's really in full control of you and where you want to take it. And that's what I really liked. A label really became obsolete within that time period, I still remember pushing mixtapes in the 2000s, and the reason why cats are pushing mixtapes is so that they could get a big enough buzz so that they could meet with a label or so that they could get some sort of deal, the goal was always the record deal. Now the goal is no longer the record deal, That's fascinating to see the changes that have happened over these years, Another big reason, this is the third big reason. I said my parents passing, I said technology. Third big reason that I could think of It was the summer of 2019, and I was living in DC at the time, and I went to go see Griselda. I saw all 3 members of Griselda at the Howard Theater, and this is when they were still on the come up. They didn't have all, the jewelry that you see now and, the success that they currently have. Like, they're still coming up. And that night, just seeing the 3 of them, man, and seeing that type of hip hop has been given, this level of platform or that level of platform, that inspired me deeply. That inspired me deeply to see what they were doing. And I was like, oh yeah. Like, part of the reason why I had left it is because it was so different too, is because, you had certain artists that were coming out at the time that were really happening around the time that I quit, that I couldn't believe that, that's what rap was coming to. But then, lo and behold, years later, Griselda and them, they start coming to prominence. And I'm like, wow, this really is giving me a lot of inspiration to really just go out there and create my own thing and come with my own wave, and do it the best I can, so that was a huge inspiration right there, man. Just seeing the 3 of them, I was like, and we all in the same age range, so I was like, yeah, this is very inspiring to see MCs and to see hip-hop being respected like this again, and it being branded like this and being brought to the masses and being brought to the people like this, Another reason, let me see now. We on the 4th reason. The 4th reason that I could think of why I came back into it. So many reasons. I'm trying to pick from them. Definitely the ease at which you can make great music. I guess this kind of really ties back into technology. The ease with which you can make great music with just, from the house with a pretty, simple setup like what I have. The ease at which you can attain a great sound and your sound in the current marketplace and in today's world with today's technology is unprecedented. I definitely had to be a part of that too. I mean, it wasn't always like this. If you've been doing this long enough, it wasn't always like this, but it's the gift and the curse. It's the reason why the music has been devalued, but at the same time, if you really have the heart to create and you really have some real stories to tell, and which I really do, and so much has happened in my life that I still haven't even documented, I still haven't spoken about on this microphone or the microphone I record on, anything, So that was definitely a part of it, seeing the fact that you could self-produce yourself, you could mix master yourself, you could make a very decent song with, basic pieces of equipment. That was very inspiring right there. I was like, this is the best time to be an artist. And people make complaints about the current state of music and, where the music industry is and all this type of stuff. And they complain. The more you look into it, you'll see to it that you'll actually see that people just want to complain. That's all they want to do. People want to complain because there's so much great creatives out here and so much great music out here, and it's just not being discovered, and nobody's really tapping into it, and nobody's sharing it, but we're complaining about the state of hip-hop and the state of music and all this other stuff, man. But I'll ask these same people who are complaining, hey, have you ever heard of? Hey, have you ever heard of? Hey, have you ever heard of? And I start hitting certain names and they just go, no. I'm like, come on, man. You don't know who these people are. How can you complain about the state of hip-hop or the state of music? But anyway, man, we're about to come up on 10 minutes. So that was some of the reasons why I got back into it. But really the biggest reason is I know that I was born to do this. I know I was meant to do it. Ever since I saw Big Daddy Kane when I was 4 years old, VHS tape, and I saw that video when I was a kid, I was like, and I heard what he was doing with the words, I was like, yeah, this is it right here. This is it. This is what I want to do. So yeah, man, reasons why I got back into music. We just getting started. It's only been about 6 years, right? 6 years since we've been back, now that I think about it. So yeah, man, y'all keep it locked. Subscribe to the channel if you have it. This is IAMThreeFive, and we out of here. I'll see y'all on part 3.